Hello. Never mind me. I don't know. I was like, where am I looking? Am I looking here? Am I looking here? It's very strange. I have to look over here to look at you. Anyways, don't mind me. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you can see not, but Lucy or Sophie has been hanging out there watching, waiting to see what's going on. These two cats are bored out of their minds. Let me just tell you. Winter is hardest. Hey, Soph. That's not the best. Hey, Sophie. Is that the best idea in the whole world that you've ever had? Probably not. It's nice of you to put on a little show for the people, though. Yeah, everybody. Okay. Oh, it's going to be one of those videos, my friends. So let's try this again. Hello, my name is Lisa. Welcome to the channel, where it's anything but boring. So, how's it going? What's going on? It's been a while since we've had a sort of face-to-face introduction, and I know some people don't like them, and they just want to get right into the thing. So if introductions are not for you, I will leave the time stamp down below so you can, skip all this frivolity. Frivolity. I like that word. Frivolity. Anyhow, so I am going to ask you a little favor in the sense that I would like your opinion on something. The last video that I put out was just over an hour, which I have to say I was a little like, I had 3 hours worth of footage. And I edited it down to an hour and 7 minutes, which on one hand I was really proud of. On the other hand, I was like, oof, that's a long video. But I have to say, I was very pleasantly surprised. I got a couple comments and a couple emails from people that were like, hey, I really like the long videos. It was nice that you made a longer video. And I have to admit, I was quite surprised. I did not expect that reaction at all. I expected, more like, I just was under the impression that when it comes to this kind of video, people like to watch shorter videos that kind of, more to the point. This is what I did. Not that it's not showing the process, but it really edits out a lot of the boring stuff, the stuff we all know how to do, which is, put on glue and all that kind of thing. So if you are, not terribly busy, I would love to know in the comments section how you feel about long videos versus shorter videos. Now, I will say personally, I'm not a form of short form video as a rule, meaning I don't like the whole idea where you're scrolling through and it's just a minute. But I'm also not somebody who tends to sit down and watch a video if it's an hour and a half long. I think it depends why I'm watching the video, what I want to get out of the video, and basically how much time I have that day. Which also brings me to my next teeny tiny point, which is, if you want to watch all the YouTubers that you love to watch, the fact of the matter is there's only so much time in a day or in a week where you can watch and catch up with all the people that you really like, right? So part of me sometimes feels like if I want to catch up with a bunch of YouTubers and I have, let's say, I don't know, a couple hours on the couch with the cats, then I'm like, well, I'll watch 4 half-an-hour videos as opposed to 2 one-hour videos. I know it's sort of a ridiculous question to ask because there's so many variables, right? How much time do you have? What are you trying to learn? What is it that you're hoping to gain from the video? Is it a teaching video? Is it just for entertainment? Is it just because you like to hang out with that person? Is it because of their charming personality? Not to mention my hair, I'm growing out my hair into I want to try and grow it into a bob. I don't know how this is going to go. It's been a while since not only have I had my hair all sort of one length, but I don't know. Anyways, I digress. So, just as a light general, I'm trying to get a general sense of what it is that you guys like as a rule. Because as somebody who's making the videos, I have to admit this is something that I really struggle with. And at the beginning of the year, I sort of had it in my brain that I was like, I'm only going to make videos that are this long. I'm not even going to attempt to make longer videos. And there's been a few times where you guys have really surprised me and said, hey, no, I love this longer format from you. So I don't know. Let me know. Let's talk. Have your people call my people. We'll talk about it. The other thing that I wanted to mention quickly is that, you know how we've all been talking about using what you've got and not getting Ooh, is that upside down? You can't even see what that is. I can't even tell what that is. I have pulled out some wax seals, and I'm going to make a very concerted effort. Look, that's Lily of the Valley. How cute is that? To use wax seals this week. I'm not going to make them. Sorry. I'm not going to probably have too many places. Can you even see what that is? It's a mouse with some flowers on a snail. These all came from Temu or Amazon. And then this one is just, this one just says love. There we go. So I've been thinking a lot about all the stuff that I have here in my studio, which is quite a bit. And there's a certain, this is a whole other conversation for another video, but there is a certain amount of overwhelm that comes with all of the stuff that we have in our studios, right? So I've decided to sort of break it down into manageable parts. And I was sort of looking around on the weekend and asking myself, what is it that's here that you thought that you were going to really enjoy using, that you purchased with great glee and gusto, but you have not used? No shame attached, just asking myself a few questions. And the wax seal was the first thing that popped up into my mind, because I remember buying this Lily of the Valley wax seal and being super excited, ridiculously excited to get it. And I have not used it, not even once. But I'm going to use it this week. And so I thought it would be kind of a fun way to just get myself into sort of the habit of two things. One is, literally pulling things out of drawers and looking at them and thinking, how can I incorporate this into what I'm currently doing? But also pulling things out and sort of, let's use a corny term and say that I'm inviting myself to revisit things that I purchased, and then I feel kind of weird and guilty about the fact that I purchased them. And I may or may not have used them since I got them. I could talk forever about that. But anyways, so I've got this I got on Amazon a long time ago. So I'm going to get out all the things. I'm going to wax. I'm going to do all of this stuff. So I thought maybe it might be kind of fun. I will make a video of me doing this and making up some of these. I know that this can be a little bit hit or miss sometimes. And I'm certainly not a pro at it, but I have watched a bunch of videos of other people doing this. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I just want to melt the wax, put the thing in, and make the stamp, or make the seal rather, so that I have them, so that I can use them. Sort of like mass make them in a weird, non-exciting kind of way. And then I have them to put in my journal or use in ephemera kits or pen pals or whatever. So the other thing I thought would be kind of fun is if anybody would like to chime in the comment section and tell me what you might be digging out of your drawers and using that you may or also may not have used since you purchased it. So let me know what that thing might be that you haven't used, but you want to use and you're still excited about using, but for whatever reason, life got in the way and you just didn't have a chance to get to it. So, wax seals for Lisa. Let me know what your version of the same thing is going to be. So, okay, zip it. It's always nice to chat with you face to face, so I hope you don't mind. I took a little bit of extra time, and I wanted to say hi to you. And yeah, just touch base, see how you guys are doing, see what's going on. You know, just checking in. Okay, so today's video, we are working in my winter, well, my planner that I've sort of turned into sort of a junk journal, sort of. Could I say sort of again? Yes, no. And it's going very well. I had a great time putting it together, and I'm having fun actually working in it and using it as a place where I can just sort of write in, not a ton of journaling, but to go in and write down sentences or a small block of sentences about things that I need to remember, things that are important. So it's not my daily planner that I'm using for my business, but it's a place where I go and put all the important bits and bobs that I really want to remember so I can go back and use it as a reference point for later. So I hope you will enjoy today's video, and who knows how long it's going to be. But yeah, I thank you very much for your time and your patience and always your very kind support and your lovely, lovely comments. I do apologize. Sometimes it takes me a while to get back to you, but rest assured I will get back to you, and it means the world to me that you take the time and leave a little comment for me. So thank you very much. We have no cats today to share the beginning of the video with, but okay, let's just get into it and let's start gluing paper to paper and having some fun. Okie dokie. So as you can see on my very messy desk here, I am attempting to do some rubber stamping with my stamp platform and this delightful June 6 premium shimmer ink pad with Galaxy Gold. And what I want to do is, well, basically I've already done it. I have this page here, and this is, like I said, this is the winter planner, and I want to cover up this text for the most part. And so what I thought would look good is if, hang on, I got this other page here too. I just would like to have some gold impressions on this tissue paper so you can sort of see what's going on underneath, but not really. And then what the plan is to do is to rip these edges to fit onto this page. And then I'm just going to use some washi tape at the top. And the reason, part and parcel of why I wanted to do this, was to get out my bin, my collection of rubber stamps here, and just play with rubber stamps. And again, in the interest of using what we've got, I just wanted to pull out supplies and start playing around. And in particular, I really wanted to play with stamps that, let's be honest, I bought a very long time ago and I haven't used. And I want to shake up my routine as far as what I'm doing when I'm working and creating planner and junk journal pages. So this I really like. Now, let me backpedal a tiny little bit, and I'm going to show you what I started with. At the beginning, I had all kinds of stamps on this stamp pad, as you can see. And I had this big idea that I wanted to create this collage, right? So probably, because these stamps all come from different places, they're not all the same heights and thicknesses and all that kind of thing. After several attempts, I just could not get this to go the way I wanted. So then I slowly began the elimination process, right, of getting rid of things that just were not going to get worked. And then what I came to understand was, or I came to realize, was that this tree worked really well. This, like all of these together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. these seem to mesh well as a group. In the end, I did get rid of the official business one. I'm not sure why. So this is what, of course, we ended up with. And I really like this a lot. Now, this is the first version that I've done on this tracing paper. And what I think I'm going to do, because there is some room left here, I'm going to do this again as is. I'm not going to change anything, but I want to have one in case I screw up the second one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another piece of tracing paper on here. We're going to do this impression, and then I'm going to go back to some of the stamps that I had originally on here. Oh, so Lucy, hang on just a sec. What you doing? Normally I don't mind, but I got the ink and the stuff up here. I don't think you are dying. I know that you are bored, but I don't think you're dying. So, where was I? So, I'm going to take some of these, and then I want to go to my second tissue paper, and then I'm going to freehand these and see if I can include a few more of the stamps that I originally wanted to, and we'll see how it goes. So, stay tuned while I do this on a second sheet of this, and then let's see how freehanding goes and what it looks like. So now I have my setup here. I haven't added anything. I haven't changed anything. Now, I do have an extra piece of cardboard here just to give it a little bit more lift. A friend of mine had suggested that a piece of cardboard could be very helpful when using different stamps, different acrylic stamps from different sets. Now, I have this vintage Hilroy onion skin paper pad. And so I'm going to pull out one piece of it. Now, this isn't rocket science by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fun. And that's what we're here for, right? For fun. Okay, so I'm going to use my little magnet doohickey. So this one, hopefully this one works out. And then I'm going to go in and freehand some of the stamping. I did find that in some level, this paper is a wee bit more forgiving than when I was stamping on the copy paper, right? So, the forgiving paper is the paper I want to work with today. So let's go in. Now, I don't know anything about June 6th. This company or anything about their ink, to be honest. I got this off of Amazon. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes. And I got it because it was gold and it was a little bit glittery and it was a reasonable price. The one thing I have noticed is that this ink pad, compared to other ink pads that I use, here, let me show you, is very soft. Very, very bouncy and very soft. For good or for bad, right? I guess it depends on what you're doing exactly. But I really, anytime I've used this, I've loved the results. I did get a silver one. It works okay. It works quite good, but I do prefer the results of the gold, especially because I'm doing this for my winter planner, or days of winter. It's not a winter planner. It is a planner where I talk about, or I'm, putting stuff in where it's still winter. So I got my little hockey puck thing here. I'm going to give it a good massage. Rub that in there. Okay. Oh, it's stuck. I don't think I'm going to need to. No, there we have it. I love it. That looks great. The more that I use rubber stamps on tissue, the more I enjoy it. Oh, yeah, that looks great. Okay, that's perfect. Well, maybe not quite the numbers on the side, but that's okay. So, yay, now we have the two. So what I will do is I'm going to clean my stamps, and then I'm going to get out a bunch of the small acrylic blocks, and then we'll do a little bit of experimenting and stamping and just sort of see. Some of these stamps maybe aren't the best quality. I would have bought some of them from Temu, some of them from Amazon. So not, as we all know, not all acrylic stamps are not created equal. So let me clean up, and then, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Fine. Let me just put this over here, and we're going to rip. And then I want some room. I think what I'll do is I'll do letter. Let's do letter post at the bottom. There, this way we can see a little bit better what we're doing. So I want to put letter parcel, not letter post. Yeah, let's do it more underneath the tree there. Committing. Oh, perfect. Okay, so then let's let that dry for a minute. Ooh, a little tissue ASMR. Ooh. There we go, there we go. Now let's just figure out top. So let's say about here. Yeah, this is great. Okay. And, oh, there we have it, there we have it. So I have this other number 2. I think this is going to go up here. That way we sort of have this sort of trifecta of 2s. The Discover might look quite nice there. Oh yes, I like that. So let's... Okay, that looks great. Okay, so let's give this a shot here. So let me just try it on the paper first. Ooh, hang on here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now I'm thinking here. Perfecto. Yeah, this is coming along really nicely. I mean, you know, it's not rocket science, but I will say this much, it is fun. And that's what the name of the game is all about. Now that February is a little bit crooked, but I don't mind. I feel like this needs I need a word in here. That kind of goes, doesn't it? It just sort of fills that spot in there. So let's try that. Let's take official business out of there. There. Nice and subtle. Just fills it in a little bit. Again, it's not perfectly straight, but that's fine. There. Let's do this official business. Perfect. Oh, yeah, that's great. Oops, sorry, this way a little bit. Okay, so there's going to be washi tape at the top. So really what I need, this number 2, you know what? I'm going to put that there. Love that. Okay, so now I need something that goes across there, and I think we can call that a day. There's this. You know what? I'm going to put that in there and call that a day. Again, not a heavy-duty impression, but just enough. I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay, this is great because, again, this got me playing with a bunch of rubber stamps that I haven't looked at in years. And it fulfills my love of using this gold pad, ink pad. I'm not going to put this in with the washi tape quite yet because I want it to dry. Oh, sorry. Okie dokie, my lovely friends. It is the next day. I have gone in and prepared pages and things for us to go in and finally finish up the last of the winter pages that we've been working on. It's, oh my goodness, what's today? February the 20th. And as much as I love winter, I'm thinking that I don't need too many more winter pages in this actual planner of mine. So I thought we would start here because this is where we finished off with doing all the stamping yesterday. So I have to say, I think it faded, if that's the right way to say it, a tiny little bit since I stamped it yesterday. But it does exactly what I wanted it to do. So originally I thought I was going to washi tape it across the top, but I have since decided I'm going to just use a glue stick to glue the tissue down. There we go. To hold that in place. And then I have this tab. And what I think I'm just going to ever so slightly glue along here. And then this is what I'm going to use, I think, to hold it in. Well, that would work. That would work. I really just want something here to tuck in the bottom of this so that when the pages are turning, you know what? Let's just do that. Okay, so I'm just going to glue in that spot there. There. Perfecto. I like this a lot. Like I said, it does exactly what I want it to do. I can kind of see a little bit about what's in behind it, but like I said yesterday, just like walking in a snowstorm, you can sort of see what's going on, but you really have to filter it out through the snow, and that's what this reminds me of. Like I did, like I've done in other videos, I have all the elements here that I want to work with to save you from watching me hum and haw. And this isn't a 9-hour video of me trying to decide what to do. So I have these elements up here. I have this piece of paper here that I glued in. It goes like this, right? I glued in a little bit of lace there. And then I love this image. I found this on Pinterest. And it just reminds me of me in the morning. On a cold winter's day where I'm like, I do not want to get out of bed. And I thought this would make a really cute pocket. And then I have this blankets, which I thought I would stick there. And then the idea is I'm just going to glue along the top edges. And then I've got this tag, which could just so slightly go in there. And then I can do some, I was going to say, I could do some journaling on there. I did question whether or not this could tip up like this. But I like the idea of having the tag stick out with the bits of gold. And then, of course, I love having strings hang out. Okay, so let's glue this. Do I want to edge this a little bit? I feel like there's something missing with this, and I'm not sure what it is, but maybe it's just adding a tiny bit of ink. I'm not somebody who inks absolutely everything, but I do enjoy a good inked edge. Oh, see, there you go. That changes everything. Okay, so now let me get my, so that tag fits. Here we go. Now let me just, yes, okay. So I'm not going to stick the tag in there right away. I'm going to let that dry. I liked the idea of the deer here. And then this rubber stamp, rest for a minute. I don't know where it came from. Doesn't say. I found it at a thrift store a long time ago. I'm not even going to tell you how long ago. And I've never used it. Today was the first day I've used it. Isn't that terrible? But I really am determined to dig in and use what I've got. So I thought that the idea of putting rest a minute with the chair there was very fitting for winter. So that's going to go there, that's going to go there. And then I thought this stamp would be kind of cute here, just because, again, it's got the number 10, which breaks down to a 1 for January, for the beginning of the year, right? Okay, so let's glue this little guy on here. Tap, 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 just tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay, so let's put this here. Okay, so let's put the, where's my, ooh, got lots of cat hair, just in case I ran out. Sophie's like, here, have a little more cat hair. Let's get some cat hair in that glue. Okay, oh, blankets down here, blankets down here. Actually, you know what? Let's do blankets up here. Fill in this space. I did think about having this too. You guys know that I'm a big fan of using both number 1 for January and 2 for February. That's kind of okay, but I think I like that better. I was thinking about putting this 2 here or here. I think I like that. Well, yeah, I like that better. So that's going to go there. Okay, so I always forget to say this, so I'm going to say it now. If you like this video, please do give it a little thumbs up. It really does help. It's such a simple thing, but it does really help. And you know, you hear all these things about what the YouTube algorithm wants and needs. And I'm no expert, but I do know that liking a video actually does take us both a long way. Okay, so it kind of gooped out there a little bit, but that's all right. I find with this metallic paper, if I have glue that seeps out, it just rubs away. No problem, easy peasy. Okay, my friends. I like that, but I feel like this is missing something, and then that's when it just... it becomes obsessive compulsive. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put the stamp down, and in the sake of moving on, I'll just leave it and I'll come back to it later. It never ceases to amaze me how fixated I can become on one tiny little, you know, 1 inch by 1 inch space. It's kind of absurd when you think about it. I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing there. How will I ever survive? Okay, but I like this. This is good. Let's see, we get this in here. Oh yeah. There we go, there we go. I like that. Yeah, this looks very good. Okay, now, this we did in another video. This was in another video. But for some reason, I hadn't done these pages. So I put some stuff here quick. And I thought that we would just finish these up today. Now, all of the cards that I've put in that we're going to be dealing with today, I went in and used on almost all of them my favorite crafting tool in the whole world, which is this Elmer's glue stick. You guys know I love that. Can't live without it. So on this side, let me just see here. I went in and I did the crown on the owl and the tree here and tree here. Just a teeny tiny, itsy bitsy teeny tiny little bit. And then here on this hibernation image that I got from Pinterest, I went over the whole part here. So it has that wintry, snowy, glowy glitter. That's the one thing about winter that I really like. It literally glitters, right? It's so pretty. Until it's -30 in a blizzard, then, you know, not so much. Okay, so this is from a book. And I don't know what was on the other side, but I just wanted to save the tree. And then I just went in with some sticker paper. So I'll do some journaling, planning, number crunching on the back of that. And I really liked how the tree and the crescent moon poked up from the owl there. And then what did I have stuck here? I had this giant number 2. And I was thinking that I was going to glue that on there. I was going to keep this pretty simple, actually. That could go there. I also had this. I think I was just thinking that I would put that there sort of as a tab. I don't know what it is about this giant number 2 just sort of floating it here, but I quite like the way it sits across from the black and the white in the owl's feathers. And you know what? I think I'm just going to leave it like that for now. So let me just mark with the pencil how far I want this to stick out. Yeah, I like that a lot. So one of the things that I've noticed as I've worked in this book, and I have told you guys a little bit about this before, you know, the whole premise of this is having like a quote-unquote planner where I go in and I write stuff down about what I'm doing with my business, my website, even YouTube, my blog, because I like to keep that separate from the regular day-to-day stuff that I have in my other day timer where I keep track of, you know, regular stuff like cleaning and, you know, washing cat pillows and all of that kind of fun stuff that nobody told you that was really what a grown-up was going to be, like washing walls. And when was the last time I cleaned out the vent in or the filter in the air conditioning unit or the furnace or whatever, right? So I have a book specifically for that, but I keep all of it separate. So as I've been going through and thinking about what I want all of this to do, I realized that as much as I want to decorate it and you know, sort of have it half junk journal, half planner, the more space I have for bigger writing and bigger notes, as opposed to smaller tip outs, the better. But this pales by comparison, doesn't it? And this pulls in the gold tone of the owl's crown a little bit. So let's glue this down here. Okay, I like this. This is good. I'm going to keep this, she said as she grabs another piece of paper. No. I'm going to just keep that like that for now. Move on. I might eventually put something down here, but in the interest of moving forward. So again, I've got some space here to do some writing. And the one thing that I have been thinking a lot, and I do mean a lot about over the past few days, is simplifying my day, my thought processes. Simplifying has got to be a theme going forward in 2026. And so I put this here, don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. And this is going to be one of my major mottos going forward. Do not make it more complicated than it needs to be. It can be fun. It can be, you know, full of details, but don't make it complicated. So I'll do something with that. But I think I'm going to call this page finished, although I would like something in this corner. I quite like that down there. I'm going to just glue it on. I know that we have talked a lot, and I have mentioned a lot about using what you have, because I'm just as guilty as everybody else of filling my room, my studio here, full of treasures and stuff and buying the washi tape and buying the everything. And I am struggling a little bit to be better organized when actually using my craft supplies. So part of my thought process is how do I make things simpler for myself so that I don't feel either overwhelmed or whatever the negative feeling is when I'm coming into work. Just to be more mindful, right, of what I've got, where it is, and honestly, if I'm not going to use it, to just get rid of it, which would be a struggle. So stay tuned. We'll see how that works out. I don't know. Okay, now on this side, again, I've got some stuff here already. So we've got this here that's going to come out, and then I just added this here for a little bit of obviously taking notes. Again, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. And this is also a big motto for this year, to not be so, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I have to hurry up to do this, to hurry up to do that. I'm always in a hurry. You guys have heard me talk about that. I don't even know what I'm in a hurry for, but I'm in a hurry. It's kind of annoying. Okay. I have a whole bunch of these, and actually I have 2 of these, which I do quite love these little vellum photos, but I have to admit I don't use them as much as I should. And even though this isn't really winter related, I quite like the looks of it there. So I was thinking I would glue that on there. So let's just do that to get started, because then I thought I like that boot there. And what else did I have here? I don't know if you can hear that noise. Sophie is upstairs playing football. Ooh, I quite like that. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Let's do this here like this. Oh yeah, I really like that. That's super fun. Okay, so now even though it's not frosty, Bueller. Okay, well, while I'm thinking about this, I'm going to glue what happened to our little snowflake. There was this little silver snowflake, and I do want to put a little bit of a lace tab on this here. Yeah, I like that a lot too. There. Perfect. Okay, now I don't know what happened. I had a little, oh, nope, that's not it. Is that it? That works. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Or maybe Frosty goes here. You know what? I think for now, Frosty goes there. This needs something, but I'm going to leave it for now. I love this. And then, I don't know if you can tell if the camera picks it up, but I put a tiny bit of that glitter glue in his ears. And I absolutely love it. Okay. Love this. Now, on this side, we've just got 3 pieces of cardstock. And again, to give myself a good amount of space. Poor me. Heavy size. And I like that there. And then all it needs is something to go on the top. I just want to put some little tabs. So I was sort of playing with the idea of having that bow there, the snowflake there, and then what do I want to put? I don't think I want I don't want snowflakes on all of them. Now I quite like this, so let's just, you know, and I don't know about you guys, but I've been, obviously this time of the year, I'm slowly thinking about, you know, gardening. What am I going to be doing? What's happening out in the garden? And then I'm like, oh my God, on top of everything else I have to do. Every year, every spring, I have a little bit of a meltdown where I'm like, oh, when am I going to find time to do all of the things that need to be done outside? And inevitably, everything gets done. And I have to remind myself also that it does not take me 4 hours to cut the front lawn. We have a very small front lawn. I think I'm just going to have that. Oh, hang on. Sophie. So, scoot, darling. Oh. Jeepers, Sophie. Very nice, very nice. Okay, now, doodly doot doot doot. What goes? Oh, except we have silver, and not that everything has to be matchy. Oh, got another one of these guys. Ooh, that kind of looks nice like that. Just have his little leg. If that gets glued down. What do you think? That looks good. I think this snowflake's too big. Yeah, it doesn't fit. That looks good. I mean, I could just go, you know, keep it kind of, maybe that's better. Just keep it simple. Anyways, all right, you're right. You're right. Let's do this. Let's just keep this a little bit simpler here, and we'll save the deer. I like to garden for the most part. I'm not one of these ladies that, you know, I'm not digging through a seed catalog already and planting things in tiny little pots in my kitchen and sticking them in the window. I do like it once I get out there and I start working in the garden, I do enjoy it, but sometimes I just get a little bit overwhelmed with the sheer amount of work, especially in the spring, all the cleanup, right? Okay, now, again, this is another image that I got from Pinterest, and I did put a little bit of glitter on the top there, where all the trees and the snow. I love this so much. This is so cute. Oh my God. Okay. Now, I dug out a rubber stamp, this Tim Holtz, oops, sorry. Again, I almost poked your eye out. Snowflake, and I got out a white stamp pad that I used actually to do some rubber stamping with moons on black paper. I quite like this a lot. So I dug out some navy blue paper, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put this in the corner here, and this is going to be my little pocket. But I have since decided that maybe I want a little bit more of a border around it. So I have the blue paper. So let's just make another one. But I'm going to give myself a little bit more space here. Actually, you know what? I'll just do it on this corner here so that the pocket can be a little bit bigger. Now, not unlike the gold stamp pad that I used earlier. This one, this is really quite soft. It's a little bit sticky. I have to say, I have had this one for quite a while. Like at least 4 years. Okay, so I'm going to go here with it. Sometimes the really soft ink pads throw me for a loop. Ooh, yeah. I like that a lot. Oh, look, more cat hair. Oops. As far as the shape of this little pocket goes, it doesn't have to be perfect. But I did feel like I needed just a little bit extra space. Let's see, it's going to go in the corner. I didn't wait and let that dry, and I smudged it a little bit. Okay, let's go like this. I don't want to cut off the hedgehog's cute little nose, so I'm going to cut. That's better. That way you can still see everybody's cute little face. Okay, now so let's glue this down, and then while the ink is drying, now make sure I do the right sides. While the ink is drying, then I'm going to do some of the gluing on the other side. So let's get that there. So yeah, this rubber stamp is one of the blueprints. And this white one is called Frost White. Okay, so now I think the plan that I had here was this is going to go here. Oh yeah, I love that a lot. Okay, let me take this one out so that we can work flat. So I'm going to glue that there. That might be all this needs, you know, to be honest. There's so much going on. We've got this cute little hibernation scene. No. All right, let me mark where we're going to glue him on, or where I'm not going to glue, rather. Okay. Let's just do it like that for now. Perfecto. And then on this side, again, this is another cute little image from Pinterest. And I did just the little bit of glitter over the candle there. And I went ahead and glued this little pocket in where I stamped winter. And a smaller spot at the top. And again, I'll do some for a place to write. That works. That'll go there. I mean, it's not a ton of space for writing, but sometimes I just like to have a little spot. Again, it's just a note. I'm not somebody who tends to write and write and write and write. And write and write and write and write. I like to just I like to do point form. Okay, now this one, I know for sure I wanted to add a little bit of lace on the top here. Yeah, that's nice. Let's just do that there. I'm just going to staple that on. And again, I'm not going to get too crazy with No, I don't think the silver goes with the gold and the gold. Oh, that's kind of nice to go underneath there, underneath the lace there. Just add that pop of a little bit gold color. Yeah, let's do that. I don't need anything else on there. It's such a strong, cute little image. Look, and there's a little mouse there while the cats are sleeping. Haha. I'm gonna leave that. Okay, now, oh yeah, this, how great is she? I love her. Look at that hat and that coat. Boy. If I had that, don't know if I'd wear the hat because I have a small head and that would look kind of weird, but I would wear that coat in a heartbeat. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna stick that underneath there. And I was going through some stuff and I found a whole bunch of tissue that I had stamped on. For some reason, I thought that that little seahorse there would look super cute beside her. So let me just get a piece of paper here. I don't think a seahorse exactly says winter, but it's black and white, and it just, I don't know, it just goes. It just fits. So I've got these two. So I think on this side here, we've got this cat tag, and I couldn't resist, of course, putting a little mouse, because you guys know I love to put mice with cats. And I think I was going to put that heart there. I have February cut out, or with some die cuts here, that we're going to quickly glue on there by her. This is going to go here. I think I was going to do something like this. Oh yeah, and I had this little guy here. Okay, let's glue him down, and let's glue the February and then the heart as well. Okie dokie. I dug out this. I don't know if this is a sticker. I don't think so. And even though it doesn't really make sense, I quite like it. So that's going to go there and fill in some of that dead space there. And then I thought it would be kind of fun. I have Tickety Boo here, and I thought it would be kind of fun to put Tickety Boo here with the cat and the mouse. I can't remember if I showed you that I put the little tiny bit of the glitter glue on just the tip of the flame of the candle there. Give it that little sparkle and shine. In case you don't know, my word for 2026 is fancy. And so I'm wanting to add little details and make things in my journal and in my life in general just a little bit more fancy. So it's part and parcel why I've been using all this glitter metallic cardstock. Add a little sparkle and shine to the whole thing. Okay, so we are rounding out here. Yeah, these are the last 2 pages. Okay, we're almost done. So once again, let me just take these here. On this side, we've got the gal here with her fox. And you can see I did put a little bit of the glitter around the fur of her collar and then just down around here, the edge of her coat. And then on this side, I took the practice sheet that I used to see what stamps were working, and I just decided to put that in the back as a nice little reveal, if you will, in behind her, and to, you know, fill in the collage there. So that's going to go in there. And then on this side, I love this paper with the blue flowers. And then again, I took the blue version of the Elmer's glue stick, and I went in and just did the tiny little bit of the glitter with the center of the flowers, and it turned out really nice. And I didn't go over this stuff with the glue. This is the blue that I used. Usually I find that when I use this, if I really go heavy, I go over it with the white glue to help it dry faster. But just the little bit like this was fine. I left it overnight, and the pages have not been sticking together, so that's good. And then in behind here, I've just got this, and again, for a bunch of journaling. And I love how we've got the blues and the browns, and over here with the browns and the beiges with her coat, and then the tiny little bit of browns in the fox's fur, and then a tag there because I was needing more string. I'm like, this does not have enough string floating around and hanging out of it as of yet. Okay, now the one thing I know I did want to do for sure was put this bit of lace up here. I already got this ready. So that's just going to get there. Again, just a little bit of fanciness. And then I've got this number 2. I have got a ton of 2s in this. I'm really indulging my absolute love. Oops, hang on. Of numbers here. So let's just get this glued in. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do going forward next. If I'm going to go with a spring theme, or maybe just more of a put a bunch of scrap pieces together, use what I got kind of thing. Here, I think so. You know, for the longest time, I wasn't the kind of person that really worked in seasons. Hardly at all. For the last few years, I have actually been quite season heavy, if you will. I don't know what changed, but I'm thinking going forward, like there's, you know, there's still a fair amount left in this book. But I'm thinking more about using what I've got and not being so concerned about, you know, basically what time of the year it is. Okay, so I really like this. I might, you know, I might just even leave that and keep this super simple. Now, again, I've been using this rubber stamp, this February stamp a lot. I forgot. So this one here. And then I forgot that I had this one. So I dragged that one out today, and I did a little bit. So I was kind of thinking that this could maybe go here. I like this die cut of an and sign. And then, what have I got? I've got this. Oh, I sort of feel like, oh, I like that. Or maybe up in the corner. I feel like I need something to balance. I don't mind that. What else do I have left that's... I don't know. Put that there. Okay, let me glue down this February. So yeah, certainly this is a very unconventional way to do planning. but I enjoy it. I really do like going in here, and it's sort of, you know, it's like, again, it's the best of both worlds. It's junk, it's like a junk journal, and it's got all the images and things in it that I really like. But yet I'm able to have more space in it for physical writing, for me to jot stuff down. I was at Staples the other day, oops, and I was looking at the planners there. I was like, I feel sorry for people who just have to use a boring everyday planner, and they don't have nice fun junk journal planners like we do, to write down the most boring, mundane, trivial things that we have to worry about. Ooh, I quite like that. That looks nice there. I was thinking about lace. Nope. You know what? I like that. Let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna go just do this here. I will show you, we'll do a very quick recap. But I'm gonna leave it here for today. Oops, I don't need, that's gonna stick up and that's gonna stick up. Yeah. I think we did good. We did good, we did good. I'm really, really liking how all of this has turned out. Yeah, that's nice. I can go in. Ooh, I kind of like I like the look of that there. Can I pull this out? Sorry, I'm supposed to be, oh boy, sometimes my attention span. Ooh, I quite like that there, but that's not quite gonna fit. I have to cut closer on this around here. That's better. Yeah, that fits better. I have to admit, I do quite like fussing around with these details when I'm in the mood. If I'm not in the mood, I find it extremely frustrating. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. I might put something up here eventually, you know, go in and sort of fine tune. But that's pretty much got it. I might go up there and do something. I don't mind that. I don't want that to be blank up there, but I might go back and put that up there. That looks quite nice. But overall, I'm very happy with the colors and how these blues and these browns and these beiges all go together on these two pages here. And then, of course, we've got the gold metallic cardstock to tie everything in together. And then on this side, of course, I probably will go in and add... I could add 2 or 3 extra little spots for journaling. Actually, let's just add this one quickly in here now. And then I can always go in and add something like that there. But for now, we'll just do that. And I'm very, very happy with how this turned out too. I love these two together. This is super cute. I really like this side. That doesn't make any sense, but somehow it all works and goes together. And that's, you know, for me, that's really the magic of the collage, is when you can pull things that seemingly don't go together, and yet in your eye, the way that they are, it's perfect. They totally do go together. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but you, right? Alrighty, my lovely friends, we're just going to close out this video with a final flip through. I'm just going to go in and point out some of the details that I put in today. It's the next day, and so I thought you would enjoy seeing just some of the little things that I did to fill in some corners and some spots and stuff that where I didn't like empty space, essentially. So I put this tag here and I did a little tiny bit of collage there. I got out my label maker and I did do a few just tiny labels, just again for interest. I put the tab here with the numbers on this side. Everything else here is the same. This is from before. I did go in here, you can see, I did a tiny little bit of collage, and I added a bit of lace up here. And I put the sticker of the moon phases here, and everything else is the same from yesterday. But I did want to sort of help fill in with that stamp. Here, I did end up going in and putting the washi tape. Oop, here we go, at the top. And then I got out my die cuts, and I found one of these which fit perfectly, and then I just put the little bit of organza there. And I really like how this looks now. And this comes up nicely here, and then just gets tucked in there. Perfecto! On this side, I added another little blue snowflake there. I did a little bit of collaging on here. Did I do anything else in there? No. On this side, I did go in. Again, I used my label maker for Be Still There, and I added a tag on that side. So I love this, all of this now. I think this looks great. And then on these pages, I did go in and I put a little bit of a tab thing on this side. I added washi tape and the stamp and a little bit of just some teeny tiny stickers there. Again, just to sort of fill in the blank space, because apparently my brain does not like blank spaces. And again, here we've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a little bit of washi here, tag here, and then just a bit of stuff up here, so that when this goes in here, I like that you can just sort of see the little bit of text there. I'm really happy with these pages as well. And then these I am absolutely loving. So I went in and I put fabulous here because I think she is fabulous. And what did I do? I put the moon phases again there. And then I just added a tiny little bit of stamping there, just so the numbers poke up. Again, just a tiny bit of interest, nothing crazy. What did we do here? I added this snowflake and this here and a little bit of lace. I don't think I'm still going to put something in there just to add a little bit of extra space for writing. And yeah, I love how this turned out. I did go in and I put a tiny little bit of glitter on that snowflake. I just thought it looked a bit matte. Did I do that? I did it on this snowflake as well. Just, again, just to give it a little razzmatazz there. And then here, what did we do here? I did a little bit of filling up space here. And this owl also got a tiny little bit of glitter glue on her. And then, yeah, just went in with some washi, put some stuff in there. Oh, I wrote connection here with my label maker. And on this side, I just added this on top of the tab there, just to pull this sort of gold all together. But everything else here is the same as yesterday, and that's that. So, my lovely friends, that's it. These pages are done, ready for me to go in and make a big mess with my big messy handwriting. But I'm really happy with how these have worked out for the end of winter. And like I said, I'm not sure what we're going to do going forward, other than I think the mission really should just be not being concerned about a theme and just gluing paper to paper and coming up with some interesting collage and see what we get. I've got a ton of postcards that I can use instead of printing off images that I found on Pinterest, right? But okay, as usual, if you have made it to the end of this video with me, I really do appreciate it. It's been fun hanging out with you guys and gluing and stapling and just moving tiny pieces of paper around. So if you have any questions, by all means, please do leave them in the comment section down below, and I will get to you as soon as I can. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support, your kind words, and as I say at the end of every video, speak kindly to yourselves, enjoy your journal process, and until the next video, take care everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah! Bye! Happy gluing, paper to paper! What you doing, Soph? Do you want to say hi to everybody? You're a good helper. Yes, you are. Did you want to say anything? Did you have any announcements? No? Just want to help and watch. Okay. That sounds good to me. Yeah? Okay.